Well, what a roar that was here at Hill Dickinson Stadium. They've taken the noise from Goodison and they've brought it to the banks of the River Mersey. Another new dawn, meanwhile, at West Ham. Graham Potter gone, now enter Nuno Espirito Santo, not out of work for long, 20 days after being sacked by Nottingham Forest. Nuno is back, his final game at the City Ground, having been a home defeat to West Ham United. And of course, who do West Ham come up against in the first game of this bright new era? Everton and their old Conference League winning manager David Moyes. The cyclical world of Premier League football there for all to see again. Can Nuno hit the ground running tonight, or will Everton continue their promising start at this new stadium? Danny Murphy, who I remember scoring a winner at Goodison in the Merseyside derby for Liverpool a few years ago. Hill Dickinson, what do you make of it, first of all?
Fantastic, yeah. Great memories of Goodison as a young lad going there and supporting as a player, but football evolves, you know. Everton needed this. They needed the capability of bringing more of these supporters in, help them, of course, with the finance, and of course the fans deserve this experience. It's phenomenal, it's brilliant, it's great to see, good for the city, and they've started well in this stadium, so they'll want that to continue tonight. There's a lot of excitement around the place.
Football does evolve, it does move on so quickly, and Nuno Espirito Santo had barely left Nottingham Forest before being thrust back into the dugout in Premier League action, and he's sitting now on the edge of the dugout with his West Ham United jacket on. It does feel like an appointment that does make sense, Johnny. I spoke about the merry-go-round of Premier League managers, but this one seems to make sense to me.
Absolutely. He's experienced, very good defensively, with his team generally very well coached defensively, which is exactly what West Ham need at the moment. And they, you know, unfortunately for West Ham fans, although they wanted to see the team evolve and progress from the kind of Moisey style, if you like, this team needs to be defensively stable first and not worry about looking good on the eye. They've got players who can play on the counter, and as I said earlier in the chat, I think under Nuno we'll see West Ham become more organised, better defensively, and start picking up some results, and that's ultimately what they need right now.
Well, what a manic few days it's been in the Premier League, and for chaos this season, look no further than West Ham, you have to say. Nuno's mission to get them out of trouble starts right here, but beware an Everton team who are already enjoying life in their new home. It's a cracker, and the only place to hear all of the bumper Monday night football once again this season is on Talk Sport. Everton get the game underway, right to left in the first half in the familiar blue and white, and West Ham in their change kit this evening, white shirts, dark shorts and white socks, playing from left to right towards the south stand on the right hand side as we look at it, packed with 13,000 Everton fans. It's one of the steepest stands in Premier League football, and it is some spectacle at this brand new ground. So a reminder of the teams: Everton, Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane and Mikalenko, Garner and Gay on the ball now, and Jai, Dewsbury Hall and Grealish behind Beto up front. And for West Ham United, Areola is the goalkeeper, Walker-Peters, Mavropanos, Kilman and Juve, Paquetá, Magassa, Fernandes, Bowen, Somerville and Fulcrum. Juve will hammer the ball long downfield. It's out of play for an Everton throw just inside West Ham territory. On the far side of the field, our brand new commentary position here on Talk Sport is right at the very back of the main West Stand. A steep drop to the touchline below, where David Moyes and Nuno Espirito Santo are side by side. Everton on the attack with Beto, the number 9, bursting down the inside right, blocked off by Kilman, and West Ham United will clear. 90 seconds gone. West Ham have hardly had a kick of the ball yet, and it's 0-0. Danny Murphy.
Yeah, you expect that. Both teams set up very similar in the way they play. And when that happens, you're looking at who can win their own individual battles. I think the two West Ham fullbacks will be crucial if West Ham are going to get anything tonight.
I guess the key headline team news selection as Alphonse Areola comes out to the edge of his penalty area to claim the ball. The West Ham goalkeeper is the absence of James Ward-Prowse, who isn't in the squad, of course, having worked with Nuno Espirito Santo when he was on loan at Nottingham Forest last season. And who knows what will transpire, but that's just 2 days into Nuno's reign, and maybe the writing's on the wall for Ward-Prowse already.
Yeah, probably looks that way.
0-0 the score. The ball bounces over the head of Fulkrug, and James Tarkowski will roll it all the way back to the England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Everton yet to concede at this new stadium. Mikalenko collects the ball for them, halfway line near side of the field. Little square ball infield by Jack Grealish to Gay, and now Garner inside the centre circle out to the far side, and the big right back Jake O'Brien, who we saw play in that position throughout the second half of last season. 6'5", one of the biggest fullbacks you'll get in any league. Pickford's high diagonal ball swirling away to the right, header away by Juve out of play. Juve standing close to the West Ham United supporters, who number about 3,000. I was on the train up with a few of them earlier on today. They were not feeling all that optimistic, even with the change of manager, and Everton have started quite authoritatively here, Danny, without creating anything yet.
Well, they've been allowed to, because West Ham are very preoccupied with keeping a good shape and starting the game compact. It was pretty inevitable this would happen. Try and grow into the game, settle the fans down for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then build your confidence up, get yourself into the game. It makes sense, especially after recent results, of course.
Absolutely. West Ham are starting the day inside the Premier League relegation zone, 2 points from safety, and with 13 goals conceded already, 7 of them from corners, would you believe it? Corners alone, so not free kicks, not a mix of set plays, but corners. Everton 0, West Ham 0, and Everton still in possession.
Yeah, that's going to be fascinating tonight when Everton do get corners, to see how uncomfortable they can make this West Ham defence, and Areola especially. It's nice to see the touch of Fulkrug there earlier, a few minutes ago. Brilliant little touch, but he still ended up giving it away. West Ham, after he set up Paqueta, I think it was, got to be reliable when the ball comes up, as he was there.
Here comes Grealish, midway inside the West Ham half, forward towards the edge of the penalty area. It's played back to Dewsbury Hall by Mikalenko in an inside left position. Mikalenko into a central area to Dewsbury Hall, and Gay spreads the ball wide out to the far side, the Everton right. Back it goes to Idrissa Gay again, and Everton have the ball on the halfway line with Tarkowski. Relatively mild on Merseyside, but a little chillier now that the sun has set. Lots of Everton fans milling about in the hours before kick-off, just getting to know their new surroundings, and they are remarkable surroundings at that. The brickwork of the old docks merging with the modernity of the new ground. It is brilliant as you walk up to look at this new stadium, and the inside isn't bad either. Here is Keane on the centre spot, forward ball to James Garner, who's had a lot of praise from David Moyes so far this season. How compact are West Ham in the early stages, Danny Murphy?
Well, they do have a really good shape. You just have to be careful not to sit too deep in that shape. You've still got to press the ball and try and make some tackles.
Mikalenko looks for Grealish, left-hand edge of the penalty area, down by the dead ball line. You're listening to Talk Sport, and it's 0-0 between Everton and West Ham United in the Monday Night Football, European football, back on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday this week. Tomorrow, Jose Mourinho back at Chelsea as Benfica boss, live on Talk Sport, and Galatasaray against one of Danny's former clubs, Liverpool, on Talk Sport 2. A minute's applause here in the 6th minute in memory of Bradley Lowry, who you will remember so tragically passed away in 2017 at the age of just 6. And Everton, like many clubs around the country, united in support of Child Cancer Awareness Month.
Brilliant from the Evertonians.
As Everton come forward on the attack, Mikalenko with a good cross, only half away by the retreating Somerville. Paquetá will break away from the edge of the penalty area. West Ham can maybe counter here. Fulkrug has held it up. The Everton fans are on their feet all around the stadium, and we'll reflect a little more on that in just a moment, because West Ham are coming forward now for the first time in the game. 7 minutes in, Bowen into the penalty area, low ball into the near post, and it was easy for Keane to block. Grealish, down by his own goal line, has to hurriedly hack it away. It's dropped to the leggy Magassa in the middle of midfield. Crescencio Somerville with the ball into the area is overhit, and that's easy for Jordan Pickford.
Great example of what we're going to expect. Win the ball back, bit of calmness on the ball from Paqueta, fires it into Fulkrug, great touch, then they get the break, then they're making numbers forward. Better from West Ham. That was a much better counter-attack, exactly what Nuno will be wanting.
And suddenly it's become end-to-end. Everton from right to left with O'Brien forward towards Beto, and he was out-muscled by Mavropanos on the edge of the penalty area, the former Arsenal man, and it's through to the West Ham goalkeeper Alphonse Areola. Everton 0, West Ham 0. 8 minutes gone, and I will just say again, Danny, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this yourself from your time spent playing on Merseyside. Everton are such a classy club and set of supporters when it comes to responding to things like that, things like the minute's applause that we've had today.
Well, they've always been a good community club. They've done plenty in the city. They've always been that way. As have Liverpool, to be honest. It's always been a city that comes together in those difficult times. But yeah, that was a wonderful reception, and for a great young boy, and also a great cause.
Bowen darting down the outside right for West Ham and skipping beyond Mikalenko and whipping in the cross to the near post, header away by Everton's number 5 Michael Keane. The loose ball drops to Paqueta. They look very well organised here early on, West Ham, even though they've only had a couple of sessions under Nuno. 0-0 the score. Paqueta to the edge of the penalty area, left-footed effort, turned away by Michael Keane. He just found a pocket of space on the edge of the box there, Danny.
Good from West Ham. Really good. Fernandes bombing forward. He's got that desire to get forward and cause problems. The new signing.
Magassa with a slightly wayward crossfield ball. Walker-Peters had to retreat to keep possession, but West Ham are still on the attack. Mateus Fernandes fizzes the ball towards the edge of the D, headed away by James Tarkowski, then Njai and Juve in a tussle, and it was a foul by Juve, who actually is one of the few bright sparks for West Ham so far this season in terms of his ability to get forward. Everton have a free kick and it's still 0-0.
Yeah, he might have to suppress that urge to go forward a little bit tonight. Now he's playing in a back four, and also with Ndiaye on that right hand side. He's just got to pick his moments carefully.
You'll hear the noise of the West Ham fans. It really echoes around this ground, just like it did at grand old Goodison Park, which of course is the home of the Everton women's team now. Gay for Everton, about 35 yards out, scored in the Merseyside derby, in which Everton were beaten by 2-1. Garner, right of centre, out towards the inside right channel at Njai. Njai just drifts back into a central area, the number 10 with the orange boots on. Back it goes to Michael Keane. Everybody inside the West Ham half now, bar Jordan Pickford. Left wing position is Grealish. West Ham with everybody bar Fulkrug behind the ball. Gay from about 30 yards out picks up Dewsbury Hall. Mikalenko's overlapping run and low cross, turned away by Mavropanos. Everton throw.
He did well there. Fernandes tracking Mikalenko because Bowen got dragged in. Good play from Everton, nice and patient. Grealish and Dewsbury Hall obviously involved.
As has been the case so often this season for Everton, who, despite the perception, have scored 5 of their 6 Premier League goals from open play. Long throw into the penalty area by Mikalenko, flicked on the near post and dealt with by West Ham United. Back in towards Keane, who flicks it towards Tarkowski, who is forward still inside the 6-yard box. Smuggled away by Mavropanos. Now Grealish, led with the edge of the penalty area, trying to reverse ball down the near side towards Gay. It's hooked up into the air by Walker-Peters for West Ham, one of the summer signings. Fulkrug battling with O'Brien, nudges it back to Bowen. O'Brien in the way, and then a heavy touch by Mavropanos, but he manages to find Kyle Walker-Peters.
Did well, Walker-Peters one-on-one with Grealish, got nice and tight, won the ball back. I've been impressed with the start from Fulkrug actually. 3 times the ball's gone into him, 3 times it's stuck. He's got to continue that because obviously Everton are dominating the ball a little bit now, but when West Ham do have a turnover, vital that he keeps that level of consistency up with his ball retention.
This is Talk Sport live and exclusive from the Premier League, and it's still goalless at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton goal kick. They thought they won a corner through Dewsbury Hall, double deflection, and goal kick away to the left to West Ham United. I know we spoke before the game, Danny, about Fulkrug, and it's not an exact science or even an exact comparison, but Fulkrug does sort of fit the bill for Nuno in terms of that frontman role, doesn't he?
Yeah. Strong, reliable in terms of getting the ball up, and a goal threat, of course, getting crosses in the box. Could be a big player for us, then keep him fit. We say, you know, he's got to get a run in the team and get some minutes under his belt.
And he didn't get enough momentum, you're absolutely right, in terms of injuries last season. That was a big problem. West Ham with Somerville, the number 7, formerly of Leeds United, darting infield from the left-hand side and accelerating towards the edge of the penalty area. He's run past 3 or 4. He finds Fulkrug in the penalty area. Somerville's shot is blocked. What a run that was out of absolutely nowhere. Beyond 3 or 4 in blue, as I say. And then Fulkrug found him, but the angle was closed down just as Somerville struck it goalwards, and 0-0 it remains.
Phenomenal from Somerville. Cut on the inside of O'Brien and kept going, committing people, got to the edge of the box, little layoff. Fulkrug ended up giving it back to him because he couldn't get his shot away, but I think it was a brilliant block in the end when Somerville got the shots off from Mikalenko.
West Ham look quite dangerous on the counter.
They do.
Maybe some of the Nuno blueprint already in evidence here. He's standing on the near side touchline, watching on with his arms folded. We're right behind him, back at the very back of the stand on the halfway line. David Moyes, former West Ham manager, of course, just to his right.
When you look at the 2 Everton fullbacks, really, the pace of the wide men of West Ham, you should be encouraging them to run on because they're both quicker. Could be a real point of productivity that for West Ham if they can get enough ball to Bowen and Somerville.
That's Grealish in possession for Everton, and then Jai about 5 yards from the edge of the D, but no way through beyond this resolute West Ham back line so far. Early ball towards Beto from Tarkowski, and they were not resolute there, West Ham. It was a free header about 10 yards out, but he could only head it straight at Areola.
Well, he got caught out there. I think it was Kilman. He's too far ahead of Beto. It was a great ball in. I think he should do better, Beto. Maybe there wasn't quite enough pace on the ball, but I think he should be doing better with that header. Timid, poor direction and poor power.
Beto effort, and it might have been 1-0 to Everton.
Yeah, I'd have to see it again in terms of the pace of the cross, but I certainly think he should be doing better with that.
Here is Areola, all in bright orange for West Ham. Not had a save to make so far in the first quarter of an hour. It's a good game here at Hill Dickinson. And then he said Goodison then. West Ham have it with Paquetá, the number 10, Fernandez rather, just in front of the dugouts. Well challenged by Grealish. Now Dewsbury Hall carries the ball infield from the left-hand side. He's midway into the West Ham half. Dewsbury Hall continues to drive, and they're backing off. What was Mavropanos doing? Now Njai into the area with a low shot. Straight at Areola. Well, Mavropanos went nowhere, but then the Everton fans were bemused, Danny, because Dewsbury Hall, who could have cracked it towards goal, didn't shoot at all.
He could, but he was on his weak foot running at an angle, very difficult to hit the ball at that time. So yeah, it was a momentary thing. It's easy from up here sometimes, but I think he made the right pass.
What a transitions in this game. Somerville's cross, Fulkrug on the volley. Couldn't avert it towards goal. Maybe it came off his shin. Lively here on Talk Sport.
Somerville has got the beating of O'Brien, that we know. Keep getting the ball to him because he's going past him at ease. Good cross. Fulkrug just behind him on his weak foot, couldn't get the shot off, but that is a problem area. He's got to get Njai helping him, O'Brien.
Well, Graham Potter was sacked on Saturday, and you feel somewhat harshly in terms of the timing and circumstances, having taken the press conference on the Friday and been preparing for the game, but such is life in football. You can already see though those simple Nuno messages.
I'll get me violin out. What's that? Another 2 or 3 million quid for failure?
Well, it will be interesting to see.
I like Graham Potter. He's a likeable guy, and he's
Dewsbury Hall in behind down the left with a low cross, and Mavropanos turns it behind. And here we go, Danny Murphy. First corner for West Ham to defend.
Good running behind, wasn't it, from Dewsbury Hall? He's clever like that. I like the fact he doesn't always come to feet. He sees space in behind Fernandez, and off he goes.
Garner is across to take it. Everton have plenty forwards. Seven times.
Garner's good on dead balls as well, isn't he?
He certainly is. And it's good to see him regularly fit, never present so far this season. Packed to the rafters at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Garner's corner, right-footed in, swinging into the six-yard box, punched away by Areola, right on top of the goalkeeper that. Gay lays it square to Dewsbury Hall. It was a good punch by Areola in the circumstances. Everton go back out wide to Garner with a reverse ball. Michael Keane is there to head it in, and West Ham couldn't deal with the aerial threat, and they go behind in their first game under Nuno Espirito Santo. Michael Keane with a pinpoint header, and Everton lead by goal to nil.
Phenomenal header, brilliant ball in from Garner. I do think Somerville could have got out to stop the cross a little bit quicker. He angles out to him. Nevertheless, the pace and the whip from the ball in from Garner was terrific. They defend the corner well, they recycle it out to the left. Garner cuts in on his right foot. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Somerville, but what a header that is. I think it's Mavropanos who he's just got in front of. Brilliant goal. Very hard to defend the ball with it like that, and it's a great header, by the way.
How about this for a reaction from the Everton fans? Everton 1, West Ham United 0, and West Ham dealt with the initial threat, but they couldn't deal with Garner's devilish ball in at the second attempt, and the Evertonians can celebrate a 1-0 lead after 19 minutes. A familiar tale for West Ham, which just goes to show that any head coach coming into this situation is going to find that bad habits stick with you for a time.
Yeah, I mean, it's another cross, granted, but it was a hell of a ball and a header from quite a way out, really. With great pace on it, very difficult to defend. Mavropanos maybe should be on the front foot, but it's a pretty damn good goal, difficult one to stop.
Everton have the ball with Keane, leading West Ham by a goal to nil on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly like Everton v West Ham live right now. Search Now Sports, and there's a foul on Grealish, 10 yards shy of the halfway line, and Everton have a free kick. And Everton unbeaten at their new home, yet to concede in fact at their new home as well, and so that could be an ominous sign for West Ham United. Everton 1-0 up.
I think from West Ham's perspective, I mean, they've actually got themselves in some really good areas and caused Everton a couple of problems. They've just got to keep playing.
Oh, Dewsbury Hall wins it back half the pitch. Beto's touch is heavy from the edge of the penalty area, back to goal, and in the end, Magassa half wins it back for West Ham. Garner there to retrieve it for Everton. Then Bowen whips it off the toes of Idrissa Gueye. West Ham have it with Somerville shy of the halfway line as West Ham seek an equaliser here. Long way still to go in the game, but they're behind again, and Everton have got a great record against West Ham over the years. Somerville forward from Paquetá's pass down the inside left, and Tarkowski comes across and wins a throw off the back of Somerville. And actually Everton still have Jared Branthwaite out injured, but Tarkowski and Keane know each other very well, and they look pretty solid so far this season, Dan.
Well, they struggled a bit at Anfield first half. Could have been 3 or 4 down, but yeah, generally they've done okay. Somerville getting in behind again there, Tarkowski covering the danger, but that is the area for West Ham at the moment. They've really got to try and utilise as often as they can.
Juve has given it away now to O'Brien. Lovely ball threaded over the halfway line to Garner, and now Beto backwards to the feet of Idrissa Gueye again. And then Dewsbury Hall tried to knock an ambitious pass down the middle. There were plenty of cream West Ham shirts in the way.
Nice ball.
One of them, Mateus Fernandes, fizzes a crossfield pass into the feet of Juve, who controlled it well. Back he goes to Kilman, but you can see that this is a confident Everton side, an Everton team that, remember, when David Moyes took over in January, was only a point clear of the relegation zone, but it's an Everton team that will definitely, you would think, be looking much higher this season.
Oh, he's done a great job since he's come in. I mean,
he always does.
Yeah, and he loves the club, and the fans have changed to him again. It's been great for him and the team and the fans. It's just about progressing now and keep moving forward, of course.
Header away by O'Brien, stepping backwards. Tarkowski does well. Shrugs aside Fulkrug, winning that physical battle, but then he lunges in on Fulkrug. Referee plays the advantage. That'll surely be a yellow card for Tarkowski when this move comes to an end. Bowen, 5 yards from the right corner of the area, tries a 1-2 with Paquetá. He's cleared away. Fulkrug is back on his feet. He's on the ball now and finds Magasu in the middle of the Everton half. Dinked in by Paquetá over the top. Bowen can't get their goal kick to Everton. And is he going to get booked? Tarkowski? Yes, he is. Had to be, surely.
Yeah, he's late, wasn't he? Although I do find it funny how he ends up back on his feet as soon as the ball comes to him. Like most players these days.
He didn't take too long, did he? Well, we've got the little monitors in our commentary position. Tarkowski sliding in. Sometimes they look worse in
there was
time.
I mean, the problem is now is that any foul becomes a yellow. We don't really see people go in for slide tackles and miss and not get yellows anymore, which I don't like.
And it's a different approach, isn't it, now? As the ball bounces off the shin of Beto, and Magasu is there to win it back for West Ham. Back to the number 2, Walker Peters, and now to the feet of goalkeeper Areola, who actually, having picked the ball out of the back of his net after Keane's header in for Everton, has had nothing to do before or since that, really, Areola. Everton won, West Ham nil in the 24th minute as West Ham get a free kick in the centre circle. Overall, West Ham have competed well. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's very fair. They don't look like a team short on confidence. They're popping it around. They've got good movement. They look all right. I mean, Everton have scored a terrific goal. It's a pretty equal game, and West Ham should. I mean, it's easy after 25 minutes to say you're in the game. Of course you are, but they have got in some great areas and caused Everton some problems, and if they keep doing that, they'll get chances.
Former Premier League midfielder Danny Murphy with us tonight again on the Monday Night Football on Talk Sport. And the 7th headed goal that West Ham have conceded in the Premier League already this season, so that's 14 already. Lovely ball, Paquetá down the inside left. Chasing was Juve, who, as we've seen, does like to get forward. O'Brien is there first to knock the ball out of play, and it's a West Ham throw a couple of yards from the corner flag. 1 or 2 new Everton flags behind the goal away to our right. It's maybe the one thing the inside of this brilliant new stadium is missing, a little bit more of that Everton iconography. Long throw into the penalty area now from Juve. High towards the near post, got underneath it, flicked by Kilman. Fulkrug with the header, gathered by Pickford.
Yeah, good anticipation from Kilman to anticipate where that throw-in was going to land. Got to be careful with that, Everton.
Wilson on the counter with Grealish, marauding down the left in his trademark elegant way. Chopped down by Magassa. Free kick to Everton. West Ham think that should be a yellow card, and if he's going to be consistent, the referee, surely it should be. I don't think Magassa is going to get booked though. What do you think, Danny?
I can understand the disappointment, the anger.
Oh, look at Tarkowski wagging his finger.
Yeah. I don't really see the difference between one and the other. Here we go now on a replay. It's good play from Grealish, actually, nice and positive.
In a sense, is it a worse challenge because Grealish has actually got beyond him, and so Magasu, it's a tackle from behind, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe he feels like he got a touch on the ball there. Either way, I understand the frustration.
Free kick to Everton. Left wing position and another aerial threat for West Ham to defend here. Everton lead by a goal to nil. Live on Talk Sport. in Nuno's first game in charge of West Ham. Dewsbury Hall delivers, and that's a firm header clear this time by Mateus Fernandes. Little flick by Njai, 5 yards from the right edge of the penalty area. Steers the ball out to Keane, the goal scorer. Deflected cross, headed away by Fernandes. West Ham break with Jared Bowen, darting through the middle, and Keane and Dewsbury Hall. And sandwich Bowen, who goes down, and West Ham have a free kick.
Oh, imagine he got the yellow out then. Good play from Bowen, wasn't it? I don't understand. Everton just have a wide free kick, and they do an outswinger. When Garner's just whipped in the ball of the game for the goal, put another one in exactly the same area. Do the same thing. Test them. Whip it in swinger. Especially when you've just had joy from it, and then you go the opposite way. Anyway,
it was a delightful ball from James Garner.
That shows that
from Michael Keane. Fernandes to find Fulkrug, and then the interception from Njai wasn't a particularly effective one into his own penalty area, nearly dropped for Somerville, and so too lurking was Paquetá. It was cleared by O'Brien. Somerville 25 yards out left of centre. Everton with almost everybody in blue back behind the ball. We're in the 28th minute, West Ham 1-0 down. Paquetá to Fulkrug in the penalty area, lay off his paw with his back to goal and away by Njai.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but good build up again on that left hand side, working little triangles, trying to get it into feet and play off him.
Some encouragement for West Ham. Whatever happens tonight, you'll be able to have your say on the sports bar. 03717 22344 after the game to speak to Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. And from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning on TalkSport Breakfast, Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist, joined by Rio Ferdinand on the show. Former England, Manchester United and West Ham defender, of course. As Everton smuggle the ball out to the left back position, and the very dependable Mykolenko. Grealish clips the ball infield to Gay. Heavy touch back to Mykolenko, who did well under pressure from Fulkrug.
It's good press actually from West Ham. They're unlucky. Good play from Everton to get out of it as well.
Garner's angled ball to the right hand side, and O'Brien one-on-one with Juve, and O'Brien a little clumsily sort of stumbled forward into the challenge, but he was caught by Juve, says the assistant, to actually flag for that on the far side, and Everton have another free kick in a good position here, Danny Murphy.
Yeah, he didn't need to dive in, Juve. He's never going to get run there, is he, by O'Brien? Just hold him up, do your job, don't get rash.
O'Brien not as nimble with the ball at his feet maybe as Juve, but he did enough there, and he'll join the line of Everton players on the edge of the penalty area, half an hour in for this free kick. And they've been celebrating at Hill Dickinson Stadium again.
I mean, they've both got big lads, haven't they? Both sides are tall, physical.
A little touch from Garner to Dewsbury Hall, who chips the high ball into the penalty area towards the left-hand side, and a towering header away by Fulkrug above Michael Keane. And there are plenty of interesting battles, as you say, in that sort of area for both teams. Now Mykolenko to take an Everton pro, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. West Ham have got everybody back defensively here. Long throw from Mykolenko into the penalty area, headed away well at the near post by Paquetá. Everton have it back with Mykolenko, who chips the ball high down the inside left. Dewsbury Hall's touch is heavy, goal kick, and loud chants from the West Ham United fans have sacked the ball. And it's very clear where their frustration is directed. And you can criticise managers all you like, but a lot of West Ham United fans feel that for far too long there's been mismanagement at the executive level of their club, and that has stretched back a number of years, they feel. Chanting against the board tonight. Njai for Everton, who lead 1-0. Squared to Gay. He's about 25 yards out. Angled too far left for a shot. Grealish to Mykolenko. Pull back towards Gay. Well read by Magassa, but he's only got Fulkrug to look forward with the ball downfield, and Fulkrug was easily beaten to it by Keane.
Well, he had time, Magassa. He didn't need to go forward there. He could have just played sideways, but he's done all right. He started the game quite well.
Everton back on the attack. Gay out wide left to Mykolenko. Back to Idrissa Gay. Mykolenko again, and it does already feel like home, this new ground for Everton. It's very atmospheric, and the steepness of the stands, I think, really helps. Crowd are relatively close to the pitch, or at least it feels like that. as Somerville darts forward on the counter for West Ham United into the centre circle. Well won back by Njai. Everton fans on their feet to applaud. Everton on the attack now with Grealish. Left corner of the penalty area. Out further wide is Dewsbury Hall. Fizzes it in towards Beto. Good header away by Kilman. Now O'Brien on the right with a high looping cross, cleared by Walker-Peters with his head. Byrne retreating now for West Ham, the captain. Hooks the ball high downfield, but they can't get out here, West Ham. Fulkrug on the halfway line, got beyond Keane, but fouled in, and it's an Everton free kick 33 minutes in, and that work rate from Njai sums up the attitude of this Everton team.
He's so good at that. I mean, Somerville was flying past people again, and he just continued to stick with him, bide his time to challenge. I mean, that takes some pace as well. I love that when you've got such a creative player who's so good going forward but so willing to do the work going back. Tremendous play, and rightly applauded by the Evertonians.
More chance for the West Ham fans as Walker-Peters is booked. Yellow card for a foul on the near side on Grealish. We want our club back, I think was the chant from the West Ham support. And another West Ham frustration, of course, is again the stadium situation. London Stadium, certainly not a world-class football stadium. It may be an impressive athletics arena, but the atmosphere, nothing like what we've seen at Hill Dickinson.
How is that a booking, Walker-Peters? I mean, he's just tried. He's just tried to win the ball, and Jack's just put his leg across to block him. You're not allowed to try and make a tackle.
But there's no consistency, though, is there?
No, I know what you mean. One time they give and one time they don't.
Garner high diagonal up to the corner of the penalty area from the Everton free kick, and it's headed away. West Ham trail by a goal to nil.
I must say, actually, some of the officiating this weekend's been really good as well.
And on the left-hand side is Grealish. Well, there was a lot of controversy again, wasn't there? Gay midway inside opposition territory, out to the right-hand side, far side, and Njai will take on Juve in a one-on-one. Njai skips beyond him, left-footed cross. Dewsbury Hall! Downward header just wide. Well, Njai made it look so easy, getting beyond Juve there. And Dewsbury Hall stooping to head towards goal, one bounce, and it's just wide.
Well, why Njai is so talented and so difficult to mark is because he's so comfortable going either way. Diouf is expecting him to go on his right foot. He cuts in and whips in a great ball on his left. Dewsbury Hall just gets above Walker-Peters but can't direct it on goal. But good play again from Njai. He's terrific.
Keane and Dewsbury Hall, the summer signing from Chelsea. Here come Everton on the defensive now. Keane hooks the ball away from inside the penalty area. It's dropped out to the left for West Ham, and Somerville, who's looked full of energy and sprightly as ever. Centre circle is Mavropanos, angled ball to the right, and Walker-Peters. Everton with everybody back inside their own half. 10 minutes of the first half to go. Michael Keane's header has Everton in front on TalkSport. Chelsea, Benfica and Galatasaray against Liverpool tomorrow on the network in the Champions League. As West Ham come forward again. And on the left is Somerville with Juve making an overlapping run. Somerville back to Magassa, and now Juve once more, again level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Everton plenty back defensively here, and Jordan Pickford's not had a serious save to make in the game. West Ham had to go back to halfway. Now they work it wide left again. You fancy Somerville in this one-on-one with O'Brien. O'Brien backs off. Somerville twisting down to the left. And tripped by O'Brien. Free kick to West Ham, right by the dead ball line, left-hand edge of the penalty area, Danny.
Well, he's lucky if he doesn't get a card for that. I mean, let's not go there again. I don't know. 1 minute he thinks he can book someone.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, let's not focus on the negatives. The positive there is a winger willing again and again to try and beat his man.
Yep.
And risk losing the ball. Great to see. Causing the fullback all sorts. Nice and positive. Great feet. Free kick.
We won't go on about bookings.
So
you're right. There's no point. There's no point. You don't. No one wants players booked continuously, but players and managers want consistency.
Anyway, keep the bar high.
Free kick. West Ham. Inside left channel, Paquetá over it, very dangerous position here. Everton with everyone back, West Ham 1-0 down. Dinked in by Paquetá, and Fulkrug and Mavropanos climbing, and it's headed away. Thundered over the halfway line by Dewsbury Hall on the volley. And Areola
good defending
that with his head.
Really good defending to the back post to the back ball to the back post. For the two big boys, they defended it really well, Evan. I'd like to see West Ham be a bit more creative there. They had one spare over on the edge of the box.
They can still come forward again. They have looked promising on the attack without creating a clear-cut chance. Garner hooks the ball into touch from the Everton right back position, covering behind O'Brien. And West Ham have a throw on the far side there left, taken quickly by Juve. Back to Kilman. Everton 1, West Ham 0. And for the latest odds, head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Everton at 1-4, West Ham at 12-1, the draw at 17-4. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes, 18+gambleaware.org. Bowen inside right channel, low cross turned away by Mikalenko, who manages to hook it into touch, but out of play for a throw, not a corner.
Good play again. Lovely build up to that final third. They can't just find that little last piece, but they're getting through the lines quite nicely. Good movement, little triangles, confidence in their passing. Lots to be positive about, but it's just that final third. There's another great ball.
Good ball by Mavropanos between the lines to Bowen, and now Walker-Peters out on the near side, the right, back to Paquetá. Paquetá aimed the reverse ball towards Bowen, blocked by the first man, Grealish. Good spell of possession this for West Ham. 7 minutes of the first half remaining in terms of normal time, as West Ham seek an equaliser and their first goal under Nuno Espirito Santo. And on the left is Juve, who's had a good run of assists already so far this season, but he can't find Somerville with a square pass. West Ham get it back, and Everton quite deep as a team at the moment. Fernandez's touch is heavy, and that allows Gay to hit it clear. Grealish just shy of halfway is fouled, tackled from behind by Fernandez, and that is an Everton free kick.
Do you know what's great to admire about that passage of play is a team probing and trying to play through the lines and get players in the pockets, and another team really working hard at keeping the spaces tight, being compact, making it really hard to play through them, and just that. Well, they both do it to each other, but in that moment it was really good to see how patient Everton were and how disciplined their players were in their shape. I love seeing things like that, because that's exactly what you do on the training ground day in, day out.
It's been an intriguing game to watch.
Very intriguing, really enjoyable. Well, for me personally anyway.
Well, there have definitely been promising moments for both teams. Not a lot in it really. In fact, Keane's header, I think the only meaningful effort on target anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bowen, right corner of the penalty area, tried to cut it back quickly to Fulkrug. It's dropped to Walker-Peters to hang up the cross, headed away. Good stretch that by Tarkowski for Everton.
Great shape from Everton again, back four, nice and tight and narrow, nowhere to run into. And
Neto wanted a free kick, no foul by Kilman on halfway. Everton fans in front of us in the upper tier, out of their seats. Not conceded a goal in competitive football at their new home, Everton, and they haven't kept 3 clean sheets in the first 3 home games of a league season since the late 80s, and of course there were many great Everton teams. Colin Harvey was the manager in 87-88. Somerville in the centre circle for West Ham. Good spot of possession and territory this for West Ham. Left to right in the first half. The cream shirts and the dark shorts. Here is Walker-Peters on the near side. He turns and plays it back under pressure from Gay. Again, a very robust shape about Everton, but that's a good ball by Magassa into the channel towards Fulkrug, and an excellent covering header on the retreat by Keane back to his goalkeeper.
Terrific from Keane, and also brilliant from Gay, because he sets the press, gets them, pushes them back, and then the team can get up behind him, and then there's less space for West Ham to play. It's as you say, intriguing is the right word.
Referee stopped the game momentarily there, not entirely sure why, but Everton have got a throw anyway, just shy of the halfway line. Some of the fans are heading into the concourse areas, which are a bit bigger and more modern than the ones at Goodison. A little more spacious surroundings. Everton get another free kick this time on the halfway line, but we've seen enough, Danny, for Nuno Espirito Santo to feel positive about, even if it is 1-0 to Everton.
Yes, it's been a pretty even first half actually. one real moment of quality, but both teams have got themselves in some good areas. I think the shape, the players look more comfortable in this shape for West Ham. They've played some decent football, they've got themselves some good positions, just that little bit of quality in the final third.
Possession about 50-50. Good work by Garner getting in front of Somerville to shepherd the ball out of play. Has gone down in front of the advertising hoarding, which is not good to see. Hope that wasn't too awkward a landing for Garner, and he's not got up actually yet, Danny. Here come the physios.
Not a good sign, is it? No, he's always sat up now. Maybe his shoulder. See, Garner, although he's technically very good and put in the great work, what he does really, really well, which should be a given for most players, but he's so disciplined with his defending, tracking runners, pressing at the right time, dropping off at the right time. I mean, I've seen him play this season at left back and do a job.
Yeah.
You know, this is an intelligent footballer who goes maybe under the radar at Everton a little bit with it because he's been there a little while now.
David Moyes will pick him out as one of Everton's most important players. He's off the pitch for treatment for a moment. They're temporarily down to 10 Everton, but he'll be back on very shortly. It's an Everton throw, live with the edge of the 18-yard box, right-hand side, close to the West Ham fans in that lower tier. Everton 1, West Ham 0 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is, they're here for it. Short throw by O'Brien to Gay. Everton still wait to get Garner back on. Well run back by Paquetá. Garner still not able to come back onto the field. West Ham with Magassa as Garner does come back on now. There's no danger to Everton here. West Ham have got possession, but they're on the halfway line with Walker-Peters. No immediate danger to Everton anyway. Byrne with a first-time ball. High up onto the chest of Mateus Fernandes, who thought he was fouled, and certainly Bowen thought so. Nothing given by the referee.
Garner following the run again. Terrific.
And a big shout from the Everton fans of man on to Keane, who was quick with the pass to find Garner, who was able to clear. Good feet, nimble footwork by Magassa to dribble down the right. He's won a throw in a tight a free kick in a tight area.
This makes you think why he hasn't been playing earlier, Magassa.
Well, first start for the club.
He's good on the ball, he's athletic, he's quick. Exactly what West Ham have been needing for a while.
They've needed that energy, haven't they? Because a lot of the criticism, Danny, was that under Graham Potter and Lopetegui before that, they didn't look like a very energetic
this
team.
This is definitely better.
It could get even better if they can get an equaliser from this free kick.
They don't need three men on the ball, that's for sure.
Fernandes, Somerville and Paquetá right on the near side touchline. Tiny little tap from Somerville. That allows Paquetá to dribble infield. Not sure where he's going here. 5 yards from the corner of the area. Tracked by Njai. And the reverse ball straight to Dewsbury Hall, who waste from West Ham.
Well, I think they had something in mind. It didn't quite work out. But I think when you're just before half-time and you've got your big men up, put the ball in the box. I'd be having words there.
We're hearing there'll only be a single minute of added time at the end of the first half. This is TalkSport. Prodded down the right by Paquetá, hopeful more than anything for Byrne to chase. Michael Keane shrugs him aside. There was a time last season where Michael Keane looked like he was on the way out of Everton, but now he looks so confident and strong presence at the centre of defence for Everton these days.
He's done well tonight, that's for sure. Really good first half from so many of them actually. They've been tested as well, Keane and Tarkowski. They've had to track runs, they've had to drop in and get a good shape, defend crosses. And been helped by the two lads in midfield as well. Garner and Gay have been terrific. It's a good game. Two even sides at the moment, going toe for toe. There's not much in this.
And it could turn. There is a sense that this isn't an easy second half to predict when we get there. We're 20 seconds away from half time. Everton leading West Ham by a goal to nil. 03717 223344 to speak to Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy in the sports bar after the game. And Rio Ferdinand on TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 for more reaction alongside Ali McCoist and Jeff Stelling. That is the half-time whistle. An improvement in performance certainly for West Ham in the First match under Nuno Espirito Santo, but a familiar scoreline. Everton lead by a goal to nil, and actually the manner of the goal all too familiar for West Ham United, who couldn't fully deal with an Everton set piece threat, and a delightful ball at the second attempt, whipped in by James Garner, headed home emphatically by Michael Keane to make the half-time score. Everton 1, West Ham 0. And the Everton boys are out onto the field for the second half. West Ham have been waiting for a good 3-4 minutes, sent out early ahead of the second period for Nuno Espirito Santo. No changes at half-time for either team. Everton leading by a goal to nil here. Live on TalkSport, all of the Monday Night Football, live and exclusive to TalkSport across the Premier League season again. West Ham get the second half underway from right to left towards the two-tiered north stand of the stadium. That's where the West Ham fans are. West Ham in the cream shirts, dark shorts and cream socks. Everton in the familiar royal blue and white, playing from left to right. And I'll give you the two teams again in a moment. Idrissa Gueye was caught there momentarily, and he's limping at the moment as West Ham had possession with Somerville out to the left, the near side, and Juve. There were plenty of promising moments for West Ham in the game. Certainly got themselves into good positions, but couldn't seriously test Jordan Pickford. It looks like Idrissa Gueye has run off whatever that little knock was, I think at least anyway. Although he is moving a bit gingerly. Let's remind you of the two teams. It's Pickford in goal for Everton with O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane the goal scorer, and Mikolenko at the back. Garner and Gueye holding, with Njai, Dewsbury Hall and Grealish out on the left. They're behind Beto up front. West Ham on the attack. Crescencio Somerville with a reverse ball into the area. One bounce and then Keane is there to stoop to head it away. West Ham have it again. Good purposeful start to the second half from West Ham United, and a lot more purpose in the overall performance, but that's a poor ball by Bowen through to Jordan Pickford, and here's Danny Murphy.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more from Bowen. It was a lot down the left in the first half. Somerville was really positive, beating O'Brien and making things happen. We haven't really seen Bowen do the same on that left right hand side.
What did you think of the reports? And they are just reports, but Graham Potter didn't actually see him as necessarily captain material. We'll just go back to on that in a moment, because here come Everton with Grealish, blocked off by Magassa. Garner slides in, pokes it wide into the park of Dewsbury Hall. Grealish 25 yards out, back to goal. Now Gueye forward to Njai on the edge of the D. Njai looks up, wriggles away from Juve. Good move by Everton. Dewsbury Hall's cross, and at the back post, O'Brien! Over the top via a deflection, hits Somerville. Everton corner in front of the south stand. Lovely football.
Yellow card from Mangassa, sorry.
Yep, good spot.
I'm not sure that was needed, but anyway, good play. Yes, indeed it was from Everton. Patient. That man in Diaye again involved. He's got great decision making. He doesn't, when he gets in good positions, he tries to always find that bit of patience to make the right one. He doesn't get flustered or slash at anything.
They've got a really potent front three behind Beto, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Lots of flair in this Everton team. Corner whipped in by Garner into the near post. Areola didn't really get there. It was headed away. Drops down to Gueye inside the penalty area. Now Njai with time to dink in the delivery. All the way to the far post. Header away by Mavropanos. Everton first to the loose ball. Leading 1-0 on TalkSport. Grealish, left corner of the penalty area. Back to Gueye. Edge of the area. Shoots! Ooh. And it flies just over the top. He's convinced Areola got a touch. Goal kick given. Let off for West Ham.
Good strike. Dangerous ball in, wasn't particularly dealt with brilliantly, but ended up on the edge of the box after recycling it again, which is good from Everton. Grealish, good decision, plays the ball to Gueye, really strikes it quite well, just gets underneath it. Seems to be getting himself in some decent goal scoring positions recently. He wanted a corner there. I think he felt Kilman flicked it, and I think he's right.
He scored an excellent goal at Anfield, didn't he?
Yeah. Must be those white pyjama bottoms he's wearing.
He must have some sort of layer over the top of his blue socks, white undershorts or something, as Everton win it back inside their own half. West Ham, by the way, Areola in goal, with Walker-Peters, Mavropanos, Kilman and Juve at the back. Magassa, the deepest midfield player. Fernandes and Paquetá as Everton come forward with Beto towards the dead ball line, and he's outmuscled by Kilman, and the goal kick is given. So the West Ham midfield, Magassa, Paquetá and Mateus Fernandes, with Bowen out on the right, Somerville on the left, and Füllkrug up front.
He got himself in a good position there, Beto. Needs to show a bit more composure because Kilman was struggling.
Backpedaling, and in the end the ball goes out of play for a goal kick to West Ham, whose supporters were chanting vociferously against the club ownership in the first half in a couple of moments. Here come Everton. Out to the right hand side is Njai. And Njai darts infield away from the defender. And no, Garner is forward. Tries to strike it at the second attempt. He was blocked off by Kilman. Juve hooks the ball away. Everton throw down by the corner flag, leading by a goal to nil.
Well, without sounding like a broken record, so much good comes through in Njai. Again, his decision making, when to play the pass. Great running off the ball from Garner. Runs in behind Fernandes, I think, who's been caught too often with that run behind him tonight, actually. Just gets a bit preoccupied on where the ball is. Ball watching, they call it. Good start from Everton, second half.
South stand on its feet away to the right hand side. Long throw into the penalty area by O'Brien, headed away from in front of Areola by his own defender Mavropanos. Not sure how much communication there was there. Good interception on the far side of the field by Fernandes for West Ham, looking to break over the halfway line, but he's quickly blocked off, and Everton go back to goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Long he goes, high down the middle. Towering header away by Kilman above Njai. Garner nods the ball square cleverly to Dewsbury Hall. Out on the left hand side is Grealish. 1-on-1 with Walker Peters. Grealish darts into the area. Suddenly checks back. Plays it to the feet of Garner. Deflected shot straight at the goalkeeper. Everton look more likely to get the next goal.
Yeah, really strong start. Grealish and Njai, really good. When they're getting up, they don't rush. You always see that with really good players. They don't rush that decision, when to pass, when to take people on.
Good noise at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton moving up to 8th in the Premier League as it stands. West Ham trail in Nuno Espirito Santo's first game in charge, just a couple of days after he was officially appointed to replace Graham Potter. There's a foul by Magassa on halfway. Was that a needless foul, Danny?
Yeah, it's frustrating because he's done the hard work, which is just waiting to win. You know, you don't need to go through the back. Just you've done your job. He's going backwards.
03717 22344 to speak to Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy on the sports bar from 10 on Talk Sport once we're done here tonight. And Talk Sport breakfast from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning with Jeff Stelling, Ali McCoist and Rio Ferdinand on the show. Building up to tomorrow's football. Everton break between the lines. Dewsbury Hall inside left. Grealish on his outside. Grealish into the area. He can pull it back here. Hits the goalkeeper via Mavropanos. And Everton are convinced there was a handball as Beto went near post. Nothing given by the on-field referee. Did that hit Mavropanos on the arm?
I think it might have done, but I think it came off a deflection. But we'll see in a second.
Good pace to this game. Everton 1, West Ham 0. David Moyes in conversation with the fourth official as West Ham attack his old club. Somerville, left corner of the penalty area. Square ball towards Bowen, and he was slow to anticipate. Cleared by Mikalenko. Everton have it with Njai, scampering from right to left along the edge of the centre circle, and he feeds Grealish. Look, a real threat, Everton here, and if they score a second, that might be it for tonight for West Ham. Njai, very edge of the centre circle. Dewsbury Hall wearing number 22. Crossfield diagonal ball is a poor one out of play for a goal kick. Blues from the home fans. Was there anything in it? You haven't really had a proper chance to look at it on the monitor,
no.
Danny Murphy, just yet. But was there anything in a potential handball from Mavropanos, do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, total attendance here this evening at Hill Dickinson Stadium is 50.
No, it comes off the kick. Grealish crosses it. Keeper stops it with his foot, and then it hits Mavropanos' arm. He's 2 or 3 yards away. I don't think that's a penalty in a million years.
Just under 52,000 again here at Hill Dickinson Stadium tonight. Out comes Pickford to the edge of the penalty area to hack the ball clear. Big shout towards O'Brien from the goalkeeper. 9 minutes into the second half. Nuno watches on in his West Ham tracksuit, arms folded, and he's frustrated as West Ham go back to the goalkeeper.
I'm not sure why. They need to get some possession and just get themselves back in the game, so show some composure.
Fernandes, midway inside his own half the field, the former Southampton man who was linked with Everton. Here come West Ham with Kyle Walker-Peters raining down the far side, the right, blocked off by Mikalenko, right corner of the penalty area, but he's jinked in field, plays it back to Mateus Fernandes, about 30 yards out, allowed time to take a couple of touches and shoot, and then it was deflected away by the first man, Gay. Then the ball's come off Grealish and it's a West Ham throw.
Yeah, Fernandes tried a 30-yarder there. He's a great striker of a ball, actually, but that wasn't the right time. It was too congested. Just keep working it.
Still very much in the game, West Ham. Juve with a dangerous cross, and Fulkrug was sliding in and couldn't get a touch on it. That's exactly the sort of delivery that Juve has been producing all throughout the early stages of his West Ham career. In between goalkeeper and defender, Fulkrug slid for it, but he couldn't quite get there, Danny Murphy.
It was a really good cross, really good. Early, might be a smidge offside, Fulkrug, but still exactly where you want him, in between the posts as that ball comes in. Looks like Callum Wilson might be getting ready. Oh, not Callum Wilson, sorry, he sat down. We'll have a look at that in a minute.
Imminent for West Ham, and here come Everton with Dewsbury Hall, space 25 yards out, to his left is Grealish, into the penalty area, Grealish back to Dewsbury Hall, first time shot, blocked by Magassa. Everton maybe not quite making enough of those overloads down the left at the moment.
No, it was good defending though, worked it well into Dewsbury Hall and just got the block in, but it's good play from Everton, getting free in that area.
1-0 up Everton against West Ham, who are very much in the relegation zone. It would be 5 defeats from 6 for West Ham in the Premier League to start the season, albeit still got a long way to go here, and you feel much more incident to come in the game. Here is Gay for Everton, forward to Njai, close to the edge of the D, back out wide to James Garner to whip in the cross, and it's turned behind by Kilman on the stretch. They're going to get Freddie Potts on, West Ham United, a young player, son of Steve Potts, who impressed in pre-season and has been good in loan spells in the EFL.
Yeah, holding midfielder, isn't he?
Yes, although he can certainly strike a ball, and he's a very capable passer. But it's a big test coming on in a Premier League match like this. A big vote of confidence from Nuno Espirito Santo. West Ham fans have certainly wanted to see more of him. Corner to Everton at the south stand end. Delivered in by Dewsbury Hall, into the near post, really dangerous, good header away by Mavropanos, and then the shot driven in by Garner, and down goes Areola to make the save, and he holds on to the ball as well.
They've actually defended set plays the first phase well. It's the second phase that's caused them a lot of problems tonight. That can happen sometimes when you're so preoccupied with protecting your goal and leaving space on the edge of the box, but it was a good bit of defending. It'd be interesting to see West Ham take off in a second, because I think they've done all right there in midfield.
Somerville reverse ball down the inside left, Mateus Fernandes forward to Juve, lots of space to whip in the cross, it's a good one, header away by Key.
Terrific.
West Ham on the attack again. Somerville corner the area with a curling cross shot. It's a goal kick anyway.
It wasn't there. Good break though, wasn't it?
So Potts for Magassa, just his second Premier League appearance for West Ham United, Freddie Potts, but he really is West Ham through and through, and you can hear the cheers from the away fans.
Promising from Magassa, that promising first game. And he's had a yellow, hasn't he, I think?
He has, yeah.
So maybe there's a bit of thinking there.
It would make sense, wouldn't it?
He gave that foul away a few minutes ago, and maybe he's thinking he's just totting them up.
He's one of our own, chant the West Ham fans. Nearly an hour gone. West Ham trail at Everton by a 0-0, but there are definitely some positive signs for the new head coach. Chested down by Paquetá, back to Fernandes, Somerville. Cold enough for gloves tonight, Danny?
He wears them even when it's warm. He does. Each to their own.
Maybe it's one of those footballers' superstitions. Potts for West Ham. First touch, and he's sitting, as Danny was saying, just in front of the back forward.
Play forward when you just come on. Play forward.
Oh, he does. 10 yards onto Somerville, into the Everton half. Somerville jinks infield to a central area.
It's a foul.
Is he caught by O'Brien? No, said the referee. Play goes on. Potts forward to the edge of the D. Paquetá tried to find Fulkrug down the middle and he couldn't quite pick him out.
Great positioning from Keane, but they're the moments. Again, a good move. Got themselves right on the edge of the box, trying to play that final ball and just not managing to make that right decision and be penetrative at the right time.
West Ham only win this season away at Nottingham Forest in what was Nuno's last game in charge, and football comes at you quickly if you're a manager, certainly. And Nuno back in the dugout 20 days after being sacked by Forest. Tomorrow, Jose Mourinho back to Chelsea in the Champions League, live on TalkSport. Galatasaray Liverpool on 2. Wednesday night, Newcastle, Arsenal and Manchester City all in action on the network. Likewise Thursday, Crystal Palace away to Dynamo Kiev, Feyenoord against Aston Villa, Forest against Midtjylland. Best way to be across it, quite simply, is to download our free app, and then you'll be able to pick your games at your leisure and indeed swipe between plenty of them. Mikalenko in a foot race with Bowen, back towards his own goal. Bowen fouls him, says the assistant.
It was a foul and didn't need to. He's got a good turn of foot actually, Mikalenko. They've missed him.
Yes, he only missed 3 Premier League matches last season, missed 3 of the first 5 coming into tonight, Mikalenko, but quite quick. Retreating with Bowen.
He's marshalled Bowen well actually. I gave Bowen a big build-up before the game and he's let me down.
What did you think of what reportedly Graham Potter thought not catching material?
I find that strange because I think he's been a shining example of how to carry yourself when things aren't going well, keep your level of performance up, work terrifically hard, don't whinge and moan and come out with silly statements, just be a leader, and I think he's done that really well, so I'm surprised at that, if it is true, of course.
Indeed, reportedly. He does certainly front up, Jared Bowen.
He does.
He's had to a few times this season as West Ham win a throw in the right back position. Everton 1, West Ham 0 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly like Everton against West Ham live right now. Search Now Sports. We are right behind a mass of Everton fans in the back of the West Stand, the new West Stand. Very few empty seats at Hill Dickinson Stadium tonight. Long goes Areola for West Ham, flicked on by Fulkrug. Oh, and O'Brien with a risky backheader, and Pickford makes the save to deny Somerville. Hands to his head, he really should have scored. What an error by O'Brien.
It's not the easiest chance in the world. You've just got to get something on it, and he's managed to not redeem himself, but redeem his defender, whoever it was.
O'Brien.
I think it was O'Brien, yeah. Terrific save.
Corner to West Ham. Best chance of the game for them by far. Paquetá, out-swinging delivery, header away, thumping header by Beto at the near post. It comes back out to Paquetá on the near side, the West Ham left. Much better from West Ham. We've played 62 minutes. They may be 1-0 down. Just actually, Danny, as I was going to say, they haven't really tested Pickford. Well, they definitely have now.
Yeah, it was a mistake though, wasn't it, from Everton? But really, really bright from Somerville. He's been really good actually. Arguably their brightest player.
And he's escaped the attentions of Mikalenko down the left-hand side. Somerville right into the area, cuts it back. Here's Paquetá, touch heavy. Cleared away by Njai, but they were allowed to get away with it there, Everton. And then there's a foul on Beto by Kilman, and that is a yellow card.
Somerville again, he puts it on a plate for Paquetá. Why is he not striking it? Just can't sort his feet out and takes a heavy touch. Fine to take a touch if you think you can, but it's got to be tight and sharp and then get your shot away. For a man of his quality and technical ability, he won't find himself in too many better positions than that tonight. This is we're just having a look at the back pass from O'Brien. He does well, Somerville, actually. It's a great little save from Pickford's right shin. Just tries to toe end it. Yeah, it's unlucky.
Stuck out his right leg, didn't he there, Pickford? Everton still lead West Ham 1-0, but I'm surprised, but there's only been one goal in the game so far. Terrific pace from Juve, and another good ball in.
Michael Keane, terrific.
Heads it away, only as far as Bowen into the area. Oh, Jared Bowen at his very best. Left-footed curler into the corner. Welcome to West Ham. Nuno Espirito Santo. He and the Hammers have liftoff at Hill Dickinson Stadium. And isn't it just so appropriate that it's the main man, Jared Bowen, with a peach of a curler, left-footed beyond Jordan Pickford. And I'll tell you what, West Ham deserve it. Everton won, West Ham won, West Ham alive and kicking.
Well, it's a wonderful finish from a brilliant player who's been quiet tonight. We were just talking about his lack of impact, but let's give Juve some credit down this left-hand side. What a run! Amazing cross. Keane does brilliantly again, clears it away, but it comes out to the right-hand side, and that is beautiful. Cuts inside on his left foot, whips it with great pace. It might actually take a little deflection. It did off Keane. He's actually a really unlucky Keane. Gets himself in takes a little nick which deceives Pickford. I've only just seen that on the replay, so maybe the finish ain't as brilliant. It's still a decent finish, but that little bit of luck you need when you're down the bottom has just come West Ham's way.
And a really passionate celebration from Nuno on the touchline. 1-1. And Everton concede for the first time at Hill Dickinson Stadium.
The game's been pretty even, you have to say. I mean, there's not much between these two teams. And sometimes you need a bit of luck. When things aren't going your way and you need something to happen for you, a little deflection like that can really, really make a difference for you. And West Ham haven't really had any of that this season, have they? Let's be honest.
Well, it's certainly Bowen's goal, and it's West Ham's level. It was certainly his sort of range.
We've seen that so often from him. The problem was in real play, of course. We didn't see that little nick off Keane, and it made such a difference to Pickford. Oh,
good touch by Somerville, but he's offside.
Great touch though, wasn't it?
So 1-1, and which way will it swing next? And maybe David Moyes, does he think about changes in the not too distant
I think
future?
so, yeah, I think so. Freshen it up a little bit, use the 5 subs. A lot depends on West Ham's mentality as well. You know, do they feel like they can get a win, or do they think we've been struggling, let's protect what we've got? It's never easy away from home to really commit yourselves to go and win a game, but I think it's there for them if they want it.
Well, you can hear the West Ham fans. I'm forever blowing bubbles is the chant coming from the North Stand. And Everton fans increasingly frustrated here. They have it back with Mikolenko on the halfway line. Little return ball back to him from Jack Grealish. And West Ham will look to try and hold what they have maybe as Everton go long downfield. Dewsbury Hall edge of the area. Beto trying to spin and turn. Drops towards Njai. And Everton managed to smuggle it away. Good work by young Freddie Potts actually. Helping there.
The Everton fans are on Beto a little bit, aren't they? He's coming off, I think, for Barry.
Well, there has been a bit of criticism of Beto, although he did finish last season very well. Straight swap up front, as Danny was saying. On goes Beto, does get applause, and here comes the Frenchman Etienne Barry, who joined in the summer from Villarreal. So Everton have made the change, but they have conceded an equaliser. Live on Talk Sport with just over 21 minutes to go.
Do you know what, you've got to feel for Michael Keane a little bit. He's got himself in the right position so often and had a flawless performance, really. And even that one, he got himself in the right position, but it just come off him enough to deceive his goalkeeper. But I suppose that's the life of a defender and a goalie.
Such is football.
It is.
Bowen will, of course, take the congratulations and take the goal. No question about it, even if it did take a little touch. Some Bowen brilliance for West Ham, and it's 1-1. And a fair reflection overall.
I think so, yeah.
Juve on the halfway line. Doesn't he look a good signing?
He does, yeah.
Senegalese international. He played for Senegal in that friendly win against England.
Played well, didn't he?
Summer he did. Well, so did Senegal as a unit. Ghana 10 yards shy of the halfway line for Everton. Who've got to get themselves going again now with Barry onto the field and Jai down the inside right for them. O'Brien on the overlap. He thought about an early cross, instead goes back to Ghana. And now the ball is at the feet of Tarkowski. Jinks away from Somerville, and now Jai with his back to goal. He's going to lose out on the Everton right to Paquetá of West Ham. He's worked hard and he draws a foul and wins a free kick.
He's good at that. He was going nowhere, was he? And Tarkowski was anxious to get back. As soon as he got the touch, he didn't go down. It's actually really good work from Fernandes as well, because he's recognising that when Ndiaye gets the ball and comes in that little pocket, he's got to be in there to occupy him as well, because he's the danger. He is the game changer really at the moment in this Everton side. He looks the most likely.
Darting down the left is Fulkrug, tripped by Tarkowski. Well, the referee says no. Signals emphatically that it's not a foul.
Well, I think it was accidental maybe, but he's not happy, the big man.
You know, can't believe it. But West Ham have got their first goal under the new manager. And it is 1-1 on TalkSport. It's going to be a very interesting finish with 19 minutes plus added time to go. Did you say West Ham? Slightly the more likely at the moment, maybe?
I would.
Everton have got quality going forward though. Ghana over halfway. Forward to Jack Grealish. Reverse ball back to Ghana down the left. Barry in the middle. Soto and Jai. Mikalenko joining the attack. The ball back to Grealish from the angle. Looking for the shot at goal. Tees up Gay. No. Intercepted and cleared away by Potts. Another good interception from him. Good hold-up play by Fulkrug. West Ham trying to counter here. Somerville in the centre circle, teasing and toying with O'Brien. O'Brien's held him up, but Juve is racing forward in support, and Ndiaye hasn't tracked him. Juve delivers the cross. Oh, and it's just behind Jared Bowen. West Ham dangerous.
Good play from Everton always again.
Jared Bowen, same position. Can he get the shot away? Takes the deflection and goes behind. Left-footed shot. Hit Tarkowski. Corner to West Ham. Rejuvenated West Ham in this second half under Nuno.
Well, it comes from a good Everton attack where they won it back on the edge of the box. And because Everton are pushing on, the gaps are now there. And the pace that West Ham have, as we talked about before the game, is too much for this Everton backline. Juve, another fantastic overlapping run and just can't find them. They'll pick the right man out with the cross.
Paquetá's delivery in swinging corner. Fernandes at the back post, beaten to it by O'Brien. Fernandes will let the ball trickle out of play. West Ham throw. I would level at the edge of the 18-yard box.
I'd be amazed if Moisey doesn't change the right back. He's struggling out there against Somerville. He really is. And understandably, he's a centre half normally. He's a big lad. Somerville's got great low centre of gravity, and he's got an overlapping fullback flying past him. So maybe we'll see Patterson.
O'Brien has sliced a clearance out of play from a mis-thrown throw from Juve. It looped into the air. O'Brien all alone, and he's sliced it out for a corner to West Ham. Needlessly conceded. Paquetá one arm up in the air. 1-1. Paquetá delivers high towards the back post, and the header is wide from Mavropanos.
I think this could be an intriguing, exciting last 17 plus minutes.
Well, we were saying the whole game's been good to watch, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's felt in jeopardy the whole game. Even though Everton maybe started the second half promisingly, not enough to really test Areola.
Not really. A couple of nearly moments. Been some good defending from West Ham as well, actually.
Absolutely. A lot of meaningful efforts on target from Everton. And indeed that, as you say, is partly down to West Ham. 16 and a half minutes to go. 03717 23344 after the final whistle on TalkSport. To speak to the sports bar, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy waiting to take your calls. A midweek of Champions League football to come, and more Premier League football at the weekend. Bournemouth Fulham on Friday, Leeds Spurs on Saturday on TalkSport. On the halfway line, Everton have it with Ndiaye. Square ball to Dewsbury Hall, backwards under pressure from Fulkrug, who's worked really hard. Here come Everton with Key. Crosses halfway. Forward ball to Mikalenko between the lines. Blocked off by Walker-Peters. It's come back to Keane. About 30 yards out. Urged to shoot. Knocks it wide left. Jack Grealish is there. Crossing position. Down to the dead ball line. Grealish twisting and trying to tease beyond Walker-Peters. And the cross is gathered by Areola. A bit too close to the goalkeeper from Grealish, who hasn't quite looked as sharp as he has done throughout his Everton career so far. West Ham
really
out of
good
defence expertly. What a confident bit of play that was from West Ham.
Potts has done well since he's come on. Really, really elegant.
And now Juve with a lovely way to pass. Somerville. Oh, good
great
touch
tackle
by Pickford. From the angle, racing out of his goal. Somerville in the area. Pickford had to time that perfectly on the slide, and he did, and he hauls Somerville to his feet.
Bit of a better pass there, and he was comfortably ahead of it. It's just overhit a little bit by Juve. Again, great combo down this left-hand side. Really positive for West Ham.
1-1, 15 minutes left, corner to West Ham. Paquetá, left-footed and out-swinging, headed away by Tarkowski. Nervousness about the Everton fans. It's quiet now in the Hill Dickinson Stadium home sections. Paquetá with another good delivery, could drop at the back post. Kilman was there. Mavropanos hooked away by Dewsbury Hall. West Ham will reach it with Potts. Looks very much at home.
Does.
Having come on, Freddie Potts. Great West Ham pedigree. Crossfield ball by Walker-Peters out to the left. Headed by Paquetá. He wants a corner, no way. Goal kick beat O'Brien to it. Goal kick to Everton, but what a great deal of urgency from Everton. Off goes Somerville, and here comes Luis Guillem for West Ham, the 19-year-old.
I am surprised at that one. I am surprised at that. He's been terrific. Maybe he's building up his fitness. He hasn't been back, has he, that long, so
yeah,
maybe there's a bit of that. But he's had a really good evening. A real threat. Nice touches, nice and courageous with his runs and his taking on the full back and his passing. Lots to admire about his performance tonight, Somerville.
And clearly a good understanding with Juve already.
Yes, absolutely.
Pickford for Everton, way outside his penalty area. Little clip ball out to the left. Mikalenko to the halfway line. Barry back to goal. Back to the diminutive Gay. We're in the 77th minute. Everton 1, West Ham 1. This is Talk Sport. Here is Grealish, inside left. Further wide is Mikalenko. Grealish goes up the middle. Weaving run from Grealish. Cuts it back out left. Good ball. Mikalenko, deflection on the cross. In went and Jide. Spun off the head of Juve. And away to the near side, but there's still a threat here for West Ham. O'Brien, who's getting a lot of stick from the Everton fans now, let it run out of play.
They wanted it to keep it in and give it to Garner to get in. They are getting anxious, aren't they? I think that's partly credit to West Ham.
Absolutely.
They've grown in this second half because Everton started the second half well.
West Ham will move up the table if they play like they have done in the second half, surely. O'Brien, long throw into the area for Everton. Header away by Juve again. Tall, strong and really pacey, and he's forced a hurried clearance from Garner, and it's a West Ham pro just shy of halfway. Certainly the last.
Don't know what he's had for pre-match, but he's got jet fuel in him, hasn't he? Unbelievable. I did mention earlier, I was talking about West Ham looking a bit lethargic in games early in the season and their fitness, but there's no sign of that tonight, so it just shows you comfortable formation, players in the positions they want to be in, good legs and energy in the team. Well played.
Like you and Adrian were saying before the game, play players in the right positions. It's quite simple. Lovely ball, Fernandez out to the right, but Bowen's touch is heavy. Bowen the scorer of the equaliser in this second half for West Ham. 11 and a half minutes remain. Plus added time with the score 1-1 for the latest odds head to Ladbrokes. And right now, Everton 9-4 to win, West Ham 5-1. The draw 13-20. And that's all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18 plus, and do visit gambleaware.org. Guillem down the left hand side, first real touch, and he wins a corner off O'Brien, and there may have been a switch in the left sided player, but no change in the difficulty for O'Brien.
Well, he's quick, you see, he's really quick, and I think down in the dugout we're going to see, I think it's Tyler Diblin, but I was expecting to see Patterson. because he's really struggling, and the fans are on him a little bit, O'Brien, which is unfair.
Dibbling stripped and ready to go in the blue and white of Everton, but West Ham the better side at the moment. Paquetá's corner headed away firmly by the defender. Juve scooped the ball up into the air, then hit it on the volley. Ambitious, but he's obviously got a lot of confidence. High over the top.
Worth a go when you've played that well.
Yeah. He just flicked it up nicely. Now there are two balls on the pitch. One's bounced right behind Pickford. He's got to stop it here, the referee, hasn't he? No. Play continues. West Ham have got it back with Guilherme. Still play goes on. The loose ball has been kicked off the pitch now. West Ham have it with Mavropanos on the halfway line. Forward to Potts. In between the Everton midfield and back line. Angles the ball wide to Jared Bowen. Taking on Mikalenko. Coming infield onto the left foot. Crosses charge down. Drops to Fernandez. Nudges it backwards to Potts again. Cultured player Potts. Little flick by Walker-Peters. Away by Mikalenko.
Potts has looked really good since he's come on, full of confidence. I said straight away, didn't I, progressive passing, play your first pass forward, and then boom, since then he's gone back, knocking it into front players, into those players in the gaps. That's a strange one as well.
Enjoy off and dibbling on.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he hasn't really in the last 10 minutes had the same impact, and that's credit to Diouf. It's been a good battle, that.
Yes. Very enjoyable to watch. They don't look like a relegation team, West Ham, do they, Danny?
No
chance.
At this level of performance tonight, they'll be absolutely fine. It's just keeping that level up, keeping your best players fit.
Nuno closing in on a point, or maybe even three, but it is still 1-1. We've had 81 minutes, 9 remain. Kilman on the retreat, back to goalkeeper Areola, all in orange, well protected in the second half. Areola. Now Mavropanos under pressure. Oh, he's lost it. Dewsbury Hall, he's fouled right on the edge of the area. Free kicks given, yellow card for Mavropanos. That was close to being a penalty, and he gets so lucky.
Well, look, people are going to look at this and say, what the hell is Mavropanos doing? I'm going to look at it and say, what the hell is the goalkeeper doing? He can see Dewsbury Hall closing him down, and he decides that he's going to play it to him with his back to goal with 10 minutes left when you've worked tirelessly to get back to 1-1. Honestly,
he's got to be an experienced goalkeeper.
I don't know what to say sometimes. I know goalkeepers are a strange old breed, but that is just ridiculous. 10 minutes. There's nothing wrong with playing out when there's time and space. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with a long clearance either, is there?
Not when you can see your centre-half being closed down by an Everton midfielder with his back to goal nearly.
And it could be costly.
It could be with Garner's technical ability from these situations.
Free kick, left corner of the penalty area, 1-1. And there might be real work for Areola here. 2 in the West Ham wall. Garner, hands on hips. It's very wide, this free kick. Garner goes for goal and misses to the near post by 2 or 3 yards.
He's cramped up as he hits it. I've done that before. It's horrible. It's a decent strike, actually.
Well, you certainly scored a fair few from dead balls in your time, of course.
He's been terrific, Garner. I have to give him a lot of credit because he'll play wherever and he gets on with the job. And he's actually a good footballer as well. Sometimes when you get moved around positions, you know, you're utility man. He's more than that.
Yes. He's much more cultured than that, isn't he? But he might have to come off here.
Yeah, well,
as you say. Grealish is helping out with the cramp. I'm
actually really surprised at Everton's lack of what's the word? Movement on
urgency?
The bench. No, on the bench.
Right, yeah.
You know, they've got some real talent on there. They're probably second best for the last 15 minutes or so. 20 minutes. Get some fresh legs on.
Well, Iropanum,
he has got dribbling on, obviously, but I'm thinking more defensively, you know, to
help O'Brien.
Yeah.
Dewsbury Hall delivers for Everton, and it's not a good cross. In front of Barry by a long way. West Ham throw. Left back position. 6 minutes to go. Roar from the Everton fans. 6 minutes plus added time. If you're Nuno Espirito Santo, do you take a point at this stage?
Well, yeah, I think in your first game away at Everton at the new stadium, yeah, of course you would.
And away at Arsenal to come for West Ham.
Oh dear.
Chasing his Bowen in a foot race with Mikalenko. Plays it back to Pickford. It's been a good tussle between those two. Pickford hammers the ball high upfield into the dark skies. The header away by Potts, 10 yards shy of halfway. Walker Peters slices the clearance up into the air, hit the defender, drops to Fulkrug, knocks it wide. Here is Paquetá, nudges it forward to Bowen, square towards Fulkrug. Good interception by O'Brien.
Oh, Bowen, the pass just too far ahead of him. He had to pull it a little bit. It was only a yard. Great move. Fractions.
Nothing in it. Here come West Ham again. Guillem hugging the left-hand touchline, the young Brazilian. He darts infield and plays it square to Potts. Centre circle is Mavropanos. Now Kilman, the number 3. West Ham from right to left. Everton with plenty back. Very quiet in the home sections at the moment. It really is. Mavropanos forward of the centre circle. Everton look nervy here. Out on the right-hand side for West Ham is Paquetá. He's given it straight to Mikalenko. And he's forcing Mikalenko towards the dead ball line, and he does.
I'll take him off.
Oh, and then Paquetá goes down. There was a reaction there from Mikalenko, was there? Paquetá appealed, and Mikalenko, did he swing it in?
I don't know, the cameraman moved away on the replay, but there's probably nothing in it. He should be having a go at it. Darren Bowen should be having a go at Paquetá there for giving a foul away when they had Everton pinned in. Absolutely ridiculous. An experienced international player as well. I sometimes find it really hard to understand the mentality when you do something so silly.
Well, I don't think he's been booked, has he, Mikalenko, nor Paquetá, just yet.
Well, the other problem you've got as well, if the physio has to come on, he has to go off the pitch for 30 seconds. So why would you? Oh, he's giving him a yellow. Here's the replay now. So they're having a little 6 or 1, half a dozen. Oh.
Is there any suggestion as Mikalenko reacts to Paquetá of an elbow into the chest?
Yeah, but he holds his face.
And then he holds his face, Paquetá. Goes down holding his face. Mikalenko definitely has a swing at it.
Well, I mean, the elbow in the chest or in the belly or chest, whatever it was, could get you a red. The reality, what is he holding his face for? Come on.
Maybe not Paquetá's finest minute of time on a football field. Yellow card was for Mikalenko. Everton 1, West Ham 1. Live on Talk Sport, 3 minutes to go. Sports bar coming up. Tarkowski is backpedaling and a strange nervy touch. Fulkrug, little back heel. Guillem, left corner of the penalty area. West Ham looking transformed in the second half, really. They weren't bad in the first, but they're on the attack again. Walker Peters entered the area, nudges it wide. Bowen could be in, tried to place it, deflected, comes to Fulkrug, back to goal, hit by Fernandes, comes towards Guillem. Everton desperate, and they just scramble it clear. And then Dibbling is tripped and fouled. Oh, West Ham should have got a serious effort in a goal there, but they couldn't quite.
Well, I'll tell you why, because they did everything right until Fulkrug was about to shoot and somebody got in his way.
Guillem.
Over keen. Garner makes his first mistake of the night, but here, Bowen on the right hand side ends up getting it there. Yeah, look, and that's poor from Paquetá as well. Again, great position to be in. They're gonna rue these chances.
Big striker Fulkrug, he was just about to put his right foot through it, wasn't he? Guillem nicked it off his toes.
The thing is with Guillem as well, I don't mind that, because I'd rather him be in there trying to score than stuck on the wing.
1-1, 90 seconds to go of normal time. He's got a foul by Juice on Dibbling. He tripped the £42 million signing. It's a free kick to Everton in a very dangerous area. Inside right edge of the penalty area. Well, a rare clumsy moment in the game.
Set piece.
They conceded from the second phase of one in the first half. Since then, West Ham have been very good with the set plays, but that aerial threat has been a problem for them all season so far. An Everton goal could be enough to win it for them here. Plenty forward in blue and lots of threat in blue. It's going to be Dewsbury Hall, because he's going to try and swing it in towards goal.
Yeah.
With his left foot. West Ham with everybody back. Delivered in high by Dewsbury Hall. Goalkeeper stayed on his line, headed away. Drops to Grealish. Angle tight. Left edge of the area. Plays it back. Hit by Garner. Saved by the goalkeeper.
Great strike. Really concentrate on it. Did well the goalie. Was quite near him. It was a really, really good strike. Hit the target. Concentrated in the last few minutes when he's tired. Good strike.
30 seconds of normal time remain. In by Garner, header away by Fernandes. Hit the back of Dewsbury Hall. Then Walker Peters loses out, but he is adjudged to have fouled his man, and the referee produces a yellow card again.
Tell you what,
Everton can't believe it.
Fernandes has been terrific, by the way. He got in brilliantly there. Normally players' reactions, right? He might have made a mistake, the ref. We'll have to have a look on the replay, but as you can hear, the Evertonians fuming. Dewsbury Hall's given a free kick away and got a yellow card, but he feels like it wasn't even a foul. We're yet to see the replay.
Well, he hammers the turf there, Dewsbury Hall. 5 added minutes at the end of an eventful Monday night football, as they always are on TalkSport. And actually, Dewsbury Hall booked for the 5th time this season, so he'll miss the home game here with Crystal Palace. He got the ball, Dewsbury Hall. We've seen it again on the monitor, but how the referee hasn't seen that, no idea. And actually, more importantly, really, for Everton in the context of tonight, they'd have been clear on goal. Away by Mavropanos for West Ham, nearly a minute through the 5 added. 1-1 the score. Right battle in the second half in the Premier League on TalkSport. Grealish down the left-hand side, one-on-one with Walker Peters. On he goes, Grealish. Left edge of the area. Great reverse ball. Dewsbury Hall behind Barry. Oh, he only had to find Barry and he would have had a free shot. West Ham counter. And O'Brien is back to win it off Kiev. And now Everton finishing stronger, Danny Murphy.
They're trying. Getting cheered on by this crowd.
Well, this is what you love to hear at Hill Dickinson Stadium and love to see on the field. Grealish, Everton's number 18.
He's done well, Grealish. He's been a threat second half.
Has one into Potts, who's dealt with him well again. Potts, though, then loses possession himself. Everton come forward. It's dinked into the box towards Barry. It's going to trickle out to play with a minute and 40 seconds of the 5 added gone. Everton 1, West Ham 1 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk. Any thoughts of the two managers on the near side touchline? I wonder who'd overall feel the happier with the scoreline, Danny?
Nuno.
Yeah.
He might even feel like they could have gone and nicked it, but first game away at Goodison, you got me doing it now, at the Hill Dickinson, I think if you'd have offered him a point beforehand and this level of performance, he'd have taken it. They have worked, I mean, this has been two teams who've worked tirelessly to try and grind out a result. There's been moments of real quality, there's been some poor moments in the game, but not many. Some terrific performances. The only criticism would be that lack of quality in the final third from both teams, but so much to admire and enjoy about this game. It's been a real ding-dong game. Really enjoyed it.
Certainly is. From a neutral perspective, it's been exciting. West Ham have won it back through Fulcrum. Off Keane on the halfway line. Keane gets lucky, nudges the ball away. Just over 2 minutes of the 5 added remain. It's anybody's game, this. It's 1-1. As Everton get a throw, West Ham want to make a double change. Referee's seen it, they'll do it now.
Slow it down, yeah.
Igor Julio, the defender, on loan from Brighton for Paquetá, one Brazilian for another, and Andy Irving, the Scotsman, who has been at West Ham for a couple of years now, is going to come on for Fulcrum, who was a talking point before the game. What are you made of his performance, Danny Murphy?
I think he's done all right. He's led the line pretty well. Really positive 90 minutes for him under his belt. Some nice touches with a little bit of luck. He'd have had a couple more chances. We saw there Gleam getting in his way, and a couple of times the pass Bowen 10 minutes ago was just overhit for him. Just needs one to fall for him, but overall I think he's led the line nicely.
So that is undoubtedly 2 defensive changes for West Ham. Officially just a minute of the 5 added to go, but you'd think maybe another 30 seconds as well as that because of the changes. It's still 1-1. The opener from Keane, Bowen with the equaliser. Dribbling for Everton, marauding forward towards the edge of the D. Very quick feet. Garner, wide left, far side. Grealish, Mikolenko on the underlap. Grealish, left corner of the area. Plays it back now. Garner, edge of the penalty area still. 1-1, Everton attack. Grealish delivers high onto the roof of the net. Goal kick.
You have to say Walker-Peters and Grealish been a good battle as well. He has stuck to his task manfully. You know, he's forced Grealish in on the right foot. He's not letting him get shots off. Grealish has played some lovely passes across the box and stuff, but he's just stuck with the task. He's not made it easy. And in fact, both West Ham fullbacks have done well. It's been a really good battle in so many areas of the pitch.
Well, this looks a really tricky game for West Ham, didn't it? But it's the West Ham fans who are singing at the end of it. We've had the 5 minutes of added time. The scores are level, 1 apiece. All eyes on the referee. Maybe 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Still to go because of the changes, couple of delays. Dibbling looking to weave down the right as is his trademark, and he's got Everton a throw. 10-15 yards into the West Ham half. David Moyes and Nuno out to the edge of the technical areas. O'Brien's throw down the near side of the right, and the heavy touch from Garner out of play, and that should see West Ham back to London with a point. Juve just taking his time here, and the gaps are opening up at Hill Dickinson Stadium now. Blue seats starting to appear. Disappointing in the end for Everton, quite possibly, as the full-time whistle blows, but West Ham start life under Nuno Espirito Santo with a creditable draw here on Merseyside. A draw was the least they deserved on the balance of play. You can already see that even in the space of 48 hours or so, Nuno is back and has had an instant impact. West Ham equalising in the second half. Jared Bowen with a terrific curling shot. It did take a deflection on its way past the goalkeeper, but West Ham maybe deserved that little bit of extra luck. Bowen celebrating wildly in front of the travelling fans. Everton were the better side perhaps in the first half. Michael Keane headed them in front, but they couldn't build on that, and West Ham certainly on this evidence will be looking up the Premier League table sooner rather than later. A difficult assignment for Nuno in his first match at the helm, but West Ham will go back to the capital with a point well earned. Everton 1, West Ham